little bit of a different review today on our channel for the first time ever.
Very different.
Very different. First
I
time.
was rather surprised by this one, actually.
First time ever. We're doing a little bit of a book review. That's right. This is the first book I've read in probably a decade. And I decided to read because I was getting sick of staring at social media all day. So, went to the bookstore, looked at some books. I picked up 3 different books. I'm stuck on the third one because I haven't had a lot of time. But I've read the 2. So we're going to review the one, and it's this one, Dark Matter, by, what's his name? Blake Crouch. Never heard of the guy. I just read the back, and I went, this sounds bloody interesting. Read it all in 2 days. I'm a slow reader, so that might not be impressive, but for me, very impressive. Gave it to him. He probably read it in 3 minutes.
It took me a week, but I only read on the bus ride.
So we're going to tell you a little bit about it.
First off, bravo on you for actually saying, I want to do a book review. I was rather surprised, and the last book that he recommended to me, I enjoyed.
It turned into a movie and ruined it.
Yeah, they definitely ruined it. So I was like, okay, what kind of book can make my brother sit there and read? And here's the thing. This was as sci-fi as you could get, really.
It was fantastic.
We're
it was
talking
like
about the multiverse.
Multiverse.
So for some of those
yeah.
who understand the comic universe, it makes sense. But for those of you who don't understand the comic universe, the multiverse is this: is that it is theorized that for every decision everybody makes, the universe splits off one way.
Spiders.
And it will continue to split off based on
every decision
I make, every decision he makes, because they all have different consequences.
So in this book kind of gives you a tale of when you're come to a fork in the road. It gives you the tale of going both directions, which is very interesting. It follows one person. It follows one perspective, and it starts off with one guy, Jason. I believe
they only follow one guy.
Yeah, they only follow one guy, but in turn they kind of have appearances by I think 10 different.
Too many, because in the
But they didn't go into depth on all of them.
No,
they just kind of went.
No,
they went in depth on I think 3. If I recall correctly, they went 3 different Jasons.
They didn't. The thing is, they didn't really have to, because every other Jason that kind of split. Okay, so here's the main fork in the road. Jason 1 decided to not pursue an academic life and pursue a wife and family. Jason 2 pursued the academic life, made a breakthrough, and figured out how to jump dimensions
and find out what Jason 1 would be like.
He wanted to know.
He literally wanted to switch lives, and that's where the basis of the book starts.
Yep.
Is where he comes back, and it jumps into it quick. There's not a lot of character. It's just here it is, bam, action. I was like, this is good.
Yeah,
sucked me right in. It sucked me right in, and it was very action packed the whole way. It was very there wasn't a lot of, to me anyways. I read another book.
Filler.
I read another book where it was I was just ugh, too much character crap. Why are we talking? Why are we talking about crap this?
Right here. This guy spends so much time describing the environments.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
I haven't read that book, but the the second book I read was very like that. It was just and I'm like, oh my god, I don't care.
How the sun glistens off the stone marble, how it was set by a certain guy at a certain time, blah, da, 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 da. No, this literally jumps from action to action to action.
It did give you enough filler to understand who these people were and where they were from.
Why they were.
The part that I liked the most, that really got me, where you're in the book where you go, oh my god. The aha moment was when they signed into the chat, and there was Jason 1, Jason 2, Jason Admin, Jason 10, 12, 18, 30, because they all went eventually to the same point in the universe.
And then that was really, really amazing how it was done, because you have to understand that, all the choices that everybody makes. So, he ends up talking with one of the guys and is like, oh, where did you split? And he's like, well, I did this here. And I'm like, oh, I did this here. And I was like, okay. So you understand that one guy made a different decision at one point. he went along a straight line. The other guy branched, and you saw how he branched, and you start to understand that there's lots of him starting to show.
It was cool because the concept that they gave you of like the travel through the multi-universe was like you went through doors. Yeah. And it was like a serum that you had 1 hour to go through or something like that, and it was like doors, and each door you opened was a different universe of Jason, and it was like, okay, well, this is pretty cool.
A different version of Earth that you got to, because they ended up going to
like an apocalyptic Earth.
Yeah, a few of them.
A very snowy Earth where they almost died.
Yep.
But it was, man, I can't even recall the ending. It was a little while ago when I finished it. Sucks.
I don't want to give away too much because it's totally worth a read.
Go buy it. Go pick this book up. Go to Chapters, pick up this book. It's $10.
For you heavy readers, this is a very light reading. For those of you like my brother who don't read normally, it is not heavy reading. It's actually really entertaining.
Very good book.
Yes, I do agree. Actually, this was a rather surprise for me, and being a bit of a multiverse buff, being a bit of a time travel buff type person, you look for the flaws when somebody's building these type of things to see if they made a mistake and whether or not that mistake ruins everything. They didn't. Everything was plausible in your mind. There was nothing that takes you out and go, well, that's not possible. And then everything works well with. It's funny because somebody says that when you're writing science fiction, you actually have to write it so people believe that technology exists. Right? Science fiction. You shouldn't have to write the technology, because if you write something about something, somebody will go, no, that's not possible, and then all of a sudden the science fiction part of it is broken. In this,
but it should.
It just works.
Like
it works.
When I'm science fiction, like I don't want to believe that a technology like that exists. Really, like to me, but I'm not like that. I don't go into movies or books or anything or shows to pick it apart. I go in and go, did it entertain me? Yes. No. Why? Why not? You know what I mean? It's like this book, it made me want to keep reading it. It made me want to pick it up and keep going and keep going. Every time I put it down, I went, I want to know what's going on.
The sign of a good book is where you sit there and you keep reading until you're done. And you go, oh, where did all the time go?
I was surprised that it's a what is it, 500-page book or something like that? What is it? Yeah, about 500 page, 400 page, 500 pages ish, and it took me 2 days to read it. Like I'm not a fast, well, I don't know if I'm a fast or slow reader. I just read at my own pace. I don't give a shit. But it took me 2 days. I finished it in 2 days. Yeah. So
and you see all the choices that he makes. You see all the things that start to happen. You see all the splinters of him, and there's a big confrontation at the end, and it was well thought out, well done, well proposed.
I felt like I was reading a movie in my brain. I was making the movie in my brain, and there was enough information that I could picture it in my brain. You know, and this was a big contrast to the next book that I read, because I just kind of like I forced myself through it because I had another one after that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta read it, and I still got 4 more books to read that I have. So you know,
there's only been one book that I put down that I just couldn't do it. There's been a few books that I've read numerous times, and then there's one time that I was reading it, and I was just like, nah, I can't do this anymore. I put it down. But there's one book I started reading, I just put it down, and I've never touched it again, and it's somewhere in my house gathering dust.
I couldn't find much else by this author. I looked online, and the chapters that I go to didn't have many by him. This was the main one that they had, so I had to get other stuff. But I would recommend this book. Go pick it up.
It's
Dark
a good
Matter.
Starter. Like, wow, good
fantastic
for him.
book. It's a fantastic book.
I would be looking for other stories by this author because it was.
I went to his website and I was like, what else does he have? Because I was very intrigued, and it was awesome. Like I said, he had enough detail where I could picture in my head what was happening, and I could follow it. But it wasn't so much where I was like, okay, can we just have something happen?
Yes.
Because I think that's my biggest worry with books, is that there's so much just
unnecessary
crap.
detail.
It's like TV, you know? It's like TV shows, The Walking Dead right now. I haven't watched it forever because there's so much crap in there that you don't need. And this book, fantastic. Fantastic. Go pick it up. Dark Matter, Blake Crouch. Fantastic book. Good job out there. I don't know. You'll probably never see this, dude, but thank you
If
for...
you do, thank
if
you.
you do,
It was
thank you for writing this
entertaining.
book. It was a very good book. Definitely deserves to be a New York bestseller.
Yes.
And you should be proud that you got me to read your book in 2 fucking days.
Yes, you
Like I said, first book I've read in a decade. Probably even longer. When did I read that other one? It was Timeline by who knows.
Oh, that was like 18 years
When
ago.
I was it was probably pushing 18 years ago. Yeah,
Yeah, that's about right.
it was because I was taking the bus so much, and I was like,
Yeah.
I need something to do on the bus. Boom, read a book. And then they came out with telephones, and now I'm just bored of telephones. So I was like, books, good book. Go pick it up. Support this guy
Yes.
because he's good. Maybe we'll do some more book reviews because I got, like I said, I've got like 5 at home that I got to read now. I went on a book buying spree. I was like, damn, fucking books. I was like, damn. I didn't know they had so many books out there. You literally have to judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, you do.
this is what I did. I went, what is this? Read the back. I went, yep. This is along my line of thinking. And yeah, it was fantastic. It was absolutely one of the best books I've read, but that doesn't say much because I've only read, I think this is the second book
Yeah,
I've read
your
in my
list
life.
is very pretty small
Very
right now, so.
So like I said, they turned the other one into a movie and they ruined it.
Yes, you did. I agree.
I was so excited. I read that book and I was like, oh, that was a fucking amazing book.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And then they turned it into a movie. I was like, oh my god,
This is gonna be great.
this is gonna be fantastic.
No.
I'm gonna get the experience that people who've read the book had seen the movie. And I went, ah.
Well, you did. You got the experience of people who have read the book and seen the movie, because a lot of them go, "What garbage pile is that?"
Anyways, go pick up that book, Dark Matter, at a local bookstore near you. Or you can get it online if that's how you prefer to. Go pick it up right now. Stop fucking watching us. Go read the damn book.
Indeed.
See ya.
So yeah.